Hello, students. Let me start the class today. Today, what we are going to discuss is proportion. Okay. Before I start, please confirm that you are able to view the screen properly and
Yes,
you are able to hear me very clearly. Correct, no?
yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, you know, okay. Let us take four quantities. Okay. A, B, C, and D. Let us take four quantities A, B, C, and D such that A is to B is equal to C is to D. That means A is to B, whatever the value you are getting, that is equal to C is to D. Then we say that A, B, C, and D are in proportion, or we can say A, B, C, D are proportional. Got it? So
Yes,
we know what is ratio. A is to B is ratio. If you remember, in our last class we discussed this thing. So now the definition of proportion is that, let us take four quantities. That is, if four quantities A, B, C, D are such that the ratio A is to B is equal to the ratio C is to D, then we say that, then what we can say, if A is to B is equal to C is to D, then we can say this implies A, B, C, D are in proportion. We can say A, B, C, D are in proportion, or we can say that A, B, C, D are proportional, or we can say A, B, C, D are proportional. Clear, no?
yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now we express. So how we can express this thing in writing? We can express this thing in writing as something like A is to B proportional to C is to D. This is the way we express. So what we can write, A is to B double colon C is to D if and only if and only if and only if A by B, if and only if A by B is equal to C by D. Or we can say, that is, we can say A into D is equal to B into C. This is very important. This is very, very important. Got it, no?
Yes, sir.
So A is to B is proportional to C is to D. Okay. Means then we can say that A by B is equal to C by D. Or we can say A into D is equal to B into C. Okay. Now, what that A, B, C, D are called? They are called respectively the first, second, third, and fourth terms. Okay. So A, B, C, D are called the first terms. A called first term, B called second term, C called third term, and D called fourth term. Okay. A and D are called the extreme terms. So where A and D, if I use a different color, A and D, these are known as the, what they are known as? They are known as the extreme terms. extreme. And whereas if you see B and C, they are known as the middle terms or min terms. B and C, this is known as the middle terms or also known as min terms. Clear, na?
Yes,
Absolutely
sir.
clear. So
Yes, sir.
let us take an example. Let us take an example because things get very clear when you take examples. Okay. If we take an example, okay, suppose 3 is to 5. 3 is to 5 is actually 3, 5, 12 and 20 are proportional. How come? Because if you find the value of 3 by 5 and if I find the value of 12 by 20, 12 by 20 and 3 by 5 are equal, na?
Yes, sir.
So we can say that you know we can say 3 is to 5 double colon 12 is to 20. In other way what we can say is that A, B, C, D are in proportion. If A, B, C, D are in proportion, then AD should be equal to BC. And if and only if, what is the meaning of if and only if? If and only if means that if A, B, C, D are in proportion, then AD is equal to BC. Or we can say if AD is equal to BC, then we can say A, B, C, D are in proportion. Got it?
Yes,
So,
sir.
so that is why it is called if and only if. I can give you an example of if and only if uh, with a practical example. So let me first write it down that A, B, C, D are in proportion. A, B, C, D are in proportion. A, B, C, D are in proportion if and only if. Let me write properly. If and only if A into D is equal to B into C. This if and only if, let me give you an example so that you understand the purpose of writing it. Now, suppose we are having a class in this classroom, in a physical classroom, we are having class. And then what we did is that suppose we are having this classroom uh, and then I just open the window and see the road is wet. And I say the road is wet. What you can conclude if I say road is wet? Then can you always conclude that rain happened? May not be. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It may because of rain, may not because of rain. Correct, no? Because it may possible that water came by means of different ways. Suppose there is a fire brigade water tank was going and that road get wet. Possible. But suppose some other day we are having class and just I open the window and see that it is raining. If I say Bhumika, it is raining, then what you can conclude? You can conclude definitely it is raining. Definitely the road will be wet. So if rain happened, then road is wet. But if road is wet, that doesn't mean always that rain happened. Correct, no?
Yes,
It
sir.
is impossible to think that rain happened and road is not wet. It is impossible. Okay. But if road is wet, you cannot guarantee always that it is due to the rain. It could be some other reason also. Similarly, that if A, B, C, D are what I said now with the example of road being wet and rain happened, that is then where that if and only if doesn't hold true. Okay. So here it is what A, B, C, D are in proportion if and only if AD is equal to BC. That means if ABCD are in proportion, then AD is equal to BC, or if AD is equal to BC, then ABCD are in proportion. Clear, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good. Now what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss a topic called continued proportion. Okay. That is called continued proportion. Let us understand what is continued proportion. Now, in case of continued proportion, there will be three terms. A, B, and C. A, B, C, three quantities are said to be in continued proportion. A, B, C are said to be in continued proportion or said to be in continued proportion continued proportion if if A is to B is equal to B is to C. That implies what? That implies A by B is equal to C by D. Correct, na? Got it?
Yes, sir.
So, in the same manner, we can say A, B, C, D are in continued proportion. Okay. So, this is one point. In a similar manner, we can say A, B, C, D are said to be in continued proportion if A is to B is equal to B is to C is equal to C is to D. That implies what? That implies if A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D. Correct or not? So here I can write that is that
Yes,
implies if. Correct, no? So one if should be there. So this is all about continued proportion. Okay. For example, let's take an example. The way we take the example from the previous one, because things gets much more simpler and understandable when you take an example. Suppose we take three quantities 4, 6, and 9. If we take 4, 6, and 9, they are in continued proportion. How come? Because 4 by 6 is equal to 6 by 9. Correct, na? Clear or not clear?
yes,
So you can
yes,
see
sir.
they are in continued proportion. Okay. But if you see at the counter example, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6 are not in continued proportion. Are not in continued proportion as 2 by 4 is not equal to 4 by 6. Correct, na? Clear?
Yes,
2 by
sir.
4 is not equal to 4 by 6. Hence, we can say they are not in continued proportion. Now, in context to this discussion, I can say one more thing. If you notice it very carefully, that when we take three quantities, I made a mistake here. A by B should be equal to B by C. Okay, just a minute. I made a mistake here. So it should be A by B is equal to B by C. A by B is equal to B by C. Got it, no? And that implies, you know what? That implies if B square equal to A into C. So let me repeat what I said earlier. Maybe I missed a point. Is that for continued proportion, there should be three quantities A, B, and C. Means there could be more than three quantities also, but three quantities are said to be in continued proportion if A by B is equal to B by C. That means B square equal to AC. In the similar manner, we can say that four quantities A, B, C, and D are in continued proportion if A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D. You see, why it is the word continued is actually used? Because A is to B and then next term is B is to C. In case of proportion, what we said A, B, C, D are in proportion when A by B is equal to C by D. But here, as if there is, B is actually getting continued, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
What I'm saying is that in case of normal, what we discussed previously, that in proportion, what we discussed, four terms, na? A by B should be equal to C by D. They are in proportion. Where B and C, we are now actually clubbing together. Got it, na? So what happened? A by B, instead of C by D, we are writing B and C. Got it, na? And that is why as if B is getting continued here. That is why we call this is a continued proportion. Clear or not clear?
Clear, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is about continued proportion. Now, uh, what we are going to discuss, the next point is that is called the mean proportional and third proportional. Okay, so as we just discussed that if A, B, C are in continued proportion, then what is B is called? B is called the mean proportion. And how we can find the value of B? That B square equal to A into C. And that is actually we can find B is equal to square root of A into C. Let me explain you this thing. Okay. Mean proportional and third proportional. Mean proportional and third proportional. So let us consider that A, B, C are in continued proportion. Let A, B, C are in continued proportion. Then what we are going to get? If ABC are in continued proportion, then B is called the mean proportional. Okay. Then this B is called the mean proportional. Clear, na? This is the terminology, mean proportional. And what C is known as the third proportional. And that C, that is known as third proportional. Okay. So, how we can find the value of mean proportional? As we know that A by B is equal to B by C. Why? Because A, B, C are in continued proportion. From here, what we can say? We can say B square is equal to A into C. So from here, what we are going to get? B is equal to plus minus square root of C. Na? So, but we are only taking the positive square root of C. B is equal to positive square root of C. So if we know that A and C, we can find the value of B. What is B is known, that mean proportional is also known as geometric mean. Just for your information, mean proportional is also known as, geometric mean. Geometric mean. Geometric mean of whom? Geometric mean of A and C. Okay, just remember the term. Later, when we will discuss about, different, progression, arithmetic progression, geometric progression. These are not in your syllabus. Then we will discuss about geometric mean in details. But as of now, what you should remember is that if A, B, C are in continued proportion, then we can say B as the mean proportional and C as the third proportional. And how we can find the value of B? In terms of A and C, it is the positive square root of A and C. That is square root of A and C, A into C. Correct, no? So
Yes,
for
sir.
example, let's take an example, because again, I always prefer to give examples to make things, absolutely clear. Suppose there are three terms are in continued proportion. What are the three terms? First term is 4. Second term we do not know. And third term is actually 16. Now how we can find the middle term? So it has been given the three terms in continued proportion. The first and third terms are given as 4 and 16. We need to find the middle term, that is also known as the mean proportional, also known as the geometric mean. Suppose we do not know, let's assume this is equal to x. So how we can find the value of x? We can find the value of x in terms of, 4 and 16 as x is equal to square root of 4 into 16. Correct or not?
Yes,
So from here what we can get? X is equal to square root of 64.
62,
Huh?
60, 64.
64. So that is x is equal to 8. So what the numbers, three quantities we got? 4, 8 and 16. 4, 8 and 16 are in continued proportion because
Yes,
4
sir.
by 8 is equal to 8 by 16. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely clear.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now let us solve some problem together. Fine. So we discussed, let me recap quickly before start solving problems. So whatever we discussed so far, we discussed a few important things. First one is the proportion. Let me tell you what is a proportion. That A, B, C, D, four quantities are said to be in proportion Or we can say that A, B, C, D are proportional if A by B is equal to C by D. Simple thing, as we have learned here. If A by B is equal to C by D. Correct, no? Or we can
Yes.
say AD is equal to BC. And in this A, B, C, D, A is known as the first term, D is known as the second term, C is known as the third term, and D is known as the fourth term. Correct? Out of these four
Yes.
terms, A and D are known as the extreme terms, and B and C are known as the middle terms or min terms. Okay, so we give an example also. Now, A, B, C, D are in proportion if and only if AD equal to BC. That is, the product of the extreme terms should be equal to the product of the middle terms. Correct, no? Okay. After
Yes.
that, we discussed about continued proportion. For continued proportion, what we say is that A, B, C are said to be in continued proportion if A by B is equal to B by C. Similarly, four terms, four quantities A, B, C, D are said to be in continued proportion if A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D. Correct? So this is called continued proportion, and I
Yes.
explain why it is continued, as if in case of three quantities A, B, C, what we see is that A by B is equal to B by C. As if B is continued, that is why it is the word continued is there. And then finally, what we discussed is that, mean proportional and third proportional. Let A, B, C are three quantities they are in continued proportion. Then B is known as the mean proportional and also known as geometric mean. The term C is known as third proportional. And as you know that they are in continued proportion, we can find the value of B in terms of A and C, that is equal to square root of A and C. These are the things we have discussed so far. Now what we are going to do, we are going to solve problems together. Okay. And you please open your notebook. I'm going to give question one by one. You will solve and I'll also verify accordingly. Fair enough?
Okay.
Okay, great. The first question you are going to get in a few seconds. It will be shown in your screen in few seconds. So as you see the first question, if the numbers x, 28, 24 and 112 are proportional, find the value of it. Is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please solve it. Any difficulty? Please do let me know. This is question one. If the numbers x, 28, 24 and 112 are proportional, find the value of x. Did you get it?
Yes, sir. 80.
What is the value got?
I got x is equal to 6.
Very good. Appreciate. Correct. Correct it is. Good. As you got x is equal to 6, then let me proceed further for the next question. Correct answer. What you get is absolutely correct. In fact, I can share this thing. You can just have a quick look into it. Okay, now let me give you the next question. Did you get the next question?
Yes,
Find the
sir.
fourth proportional of 13 by 3, comma 39 by 4, comma 17 by 2. That means first three has been given. You need to find the fourth proportional. Got it?
Sir, I got 19 point, 19.12.
You get 19.
19.125.
Okay, give the answer in fraction
Uh,
because you should give the answer in fraction because the three proportional is given in fraction. No?
yes, sir.
Okay.
Uh,
If possible, if you have worked out neatly, then you can quickly send me your solution over WhatsApp, which I can upload into the digital board right now.
okay.
Possible to send it,
So 1 second.
or you can give me whatever you feel comfortable. I think you got the answer 153 by 8. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fine then. In that case, you don't need to send. Let me send you the third question. And that is a question on continued proportion. Okay. Before that, let me share that, the solution of the previous one, the way I have done it. Okay. Uh,
Okay.
so you can have a quick look into it. And you no need to give answer in decimal point when the other terms are given in fraction. Correct, no?
Okay.
If the other terms are given in the question, if the terms are given in decimal, then you need to give your answer in decimal.
Okay, sir.
Okay, great. Now let me give you the next question. If x 8 16, if x 8 16 are in continued proportion, then find x. The moment it is done, please do let me know.
Yes, sir.
Is it done? Okay.
Sir, x is equal to 4.
Fantastic. Appreciate. It is absolutely correct answer. X is equal to 4. Because we know that, as x 8 and 16 are in continued proportion, definitely x by 8 is equal to 8 by 16. Very good. Appreciate. Good. Now I'm going to give you the next question that is also on continued proportion. Okay, but consisting four quantities. So as you see in the question, that if x, comma 5, comma 10, comma y are in continued proportion, then find the value of x and y.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Sir, 1 second. Oh, sir, I didn't understand.
Okay, let me help you understand this thing. So let's go back to the fundamentals. Okay, okay. Uh, as x comma 5 comma 10 comma y are in continued proportion, then what we can conclude? We can conclude that x by 5 is equal to, so what we can conclude from here? We can conclude that
X
x
by
by
5 is equal to 10 by y.
x by 5 is equal to 5 by 10, correct? Is equal to 10
Yes,
by 1, isn't it? Correct or not? That is what is continued proportion. No? Let's go back. If you look into it, the continued proportion for four quantities, correct? If
yes,
you
sir.
A, C, D are in to be in continued proportion if A by B is equal to B by C is equal to C by D. Exactly the same thing we have done here. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So from here, what we get? X by 5. X by 5 is equal to 1 by 2 is equal to 10 by y. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
So from here, x by 5 is equal to 1 by 2. So from here, what you get? X equal to 5 by 2. That is the value of x. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, 1 by 2 is equal to 10 by y. That is y is equal to 20. So these are the values of x and y. Correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely clear, or any doubt, any smallest doubt, please do let me know.
Clear, sir.
Okay. Now, um, let us solve the problem on mean proportional. Okay. Mean proportional of 3 and 27. So let me give you the next question. Is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Find the mean proportional of 3 and 27. Mean proportional of 3 and 27.
Sir, 9 is the main proportion.
Perfect. Mean proportional. Correct. Yes, 9 is the mean proportional. Absolutely correct answer. Appreciate. 9 is the mean proportional. Now, next question, what I'm going to give you, that is on to find the third proportional. Okay, so you'll get the question in another few seconds from now. So here the question is, find the third proportional of 36 and 12. Find the third proportional of 36 and 12.
So the third proportional is 4.
Fantastic. Appreciate. Third proportional is indeed 4. Very good. Now, what we'll solve? We'll solve some, application related problems. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Good. It shows that your understanding is very clear. So now, uh, let us solve a few application related problems. The question what I'm going to give you now, it came one of your previous year examination. And let me give you the problem. You will get it in another few seconds. So here the question is that what number should be added to 6, 15, 20, and 43 to make the numbers proportional? That means a constant number has to be added to each of these four numbers so that after addition of that number, the four terms become proportional. What is that number you are going to add? Is the question clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and do it. Done?
No, sir.
Shall I help you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, suppose x be the number is added. Okay. What numbers should be added so that these four quantities will be in proportional? So let we add x to each of these numbers. Then what will be our number? 6 plus 6, correct or not? Correct.
Yes, sir.
Then 15 plus x, correct or not? 6 plus 6, 15 plus 6, then 20 plus 6, and 43 plus 6, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
All these four numbers are in proportion now. So then what we get? 6 plus 6 divided by 15 plus x
Sir,
is,
will quadratic equations come in this?
oh, fine. Let's see now. Let's see. What? We know how to solve quadratic equation, though it will not come. But let's do it now.
Yes,
20 plus x. Did you get up to this?
yes, sir.
Divided by 43 plus 6. Apparently, it looks like it will be a quadratic equation, but it will not. You'll see later. Let me solve it, then you will understand. So then that implies what? 6 plus x into
43 plus.
43 plus x is equal to 20 plus x into 15 plus x. So now let's multiply. So in the left hand side you will get 258 plus 6x plus 43x plus x square is equal to 300 plus 15x plus 20x plus x square. So now you see that x square and x square got cancelled. Correct, no? So it is
Yes,
no longer a quadratic equation. That's what I said few minutes back. Apparently it looks like a quadratic equation, but not really. Got it? So in the left
yes,
hand side,
sir.
we get 258 plus 49x, correct or not?
Yes, sir.
That is equal to 300 plus 35x, correct or not? So from here, what we are going to get? So from here, we get 49x minus 35x, 49x minus 35x is equal to 300 minus, sorry, uh, yeah, 300 minus 258. So that means 14x is equal to 42. That implies x is equal to 3. So that means 3 is the number we need to add with 3 is the number we should add with each of these four quantities, that is 6, 15, 20 and 43, so that the resultant numbers will now become proportional. If this question comes into the exam, then how you can verify? So now after that you can verify that also. How you can verify, is that you can add, let me use a different color, you can add that 3 with each of these four numbers. Then what you are going to get? 6 plus
9
9,
is
15 plus
3.
3, 18, 20 plus 3, 23, correct?
Yes, sir.
43 plus 3 is 40.
46.
Now what is 9 by 18? 9 by
1
18 is
by 2.
1 by 2, correct? And what is 23 by 46? That is also 1 by 2.
Yes, sir.
So what we get? We see that 9 by 18 is equal to 23 divided by 46. Correct, no? 9 by 18 is equal to 23 by 46. So
Yes,
it
sir.
shows that the value of what has to be added is actually what the value you found, that 3 which has to be added to all the four quantities is correct. So what you see I wrote in the blue color just to establish that to make sure that whatever the value you found is correct. Clear, no?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So now let us solve another problem, uh, which is also a application-oriented problem. I hope you are able to view the question properly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the question? Three sons of a man have rupees 12, rupees 15, and rupees 19 with them. The father asks his son to give him equal amount so that the money held by the sons now are in continued proportion. Find the amount taken from each son. See, understanding the problem and give it a mathematical formulation is the most important part. If you see that, if you notice in our previous classes when you discussed about quadratic equations, there also from the word problems, forming that quadratic equation is the most important part. Here also, from that statement, forming that equation is the important part. Anyway, you go ahead, you try, and I hope you will able to do it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, did you get it?
Sir, I got x is equal to 34 by 19.
You got x is equal to
34 by 19.
34 by 19. No, it may not be correct. So let me, you know, let me give you a little idea so that you can think of it. Okay. So, what are the numbers 12, 15, and 19, right? The
Yes,
father
sir.
asked these sons, okay, to give him equal amount. So, suppose that equal amount is X, okay.
Yes, sir.
So, the first son is having, what is the amount? Rupees
12
12.
minus 6.
Correct. Yeah, 12 minus X. Correct. Second son,
15 minus
yeah, rupees 15 initially. And third son is having, 19, rupees 19, initially, correct?
6. Yes, sir.
Now, after they have given the equal amount, suppose they are given the equal amount is minus rupees X, correct? Na? Then what it
Yes,
will be the first son? First son money will be 12 minus X. Second son money will be what? 15 minus
15
X.
minus
And third son's money will be what? 19
19.
minus X. Now, according to the problem statement, that these three numbers, 12 minus x, 15 minus x, and 19 minus x, are in continued proportion. So that means what we know from the rule of continued proportion, 12 minus
12
x divided by 15 minus x should be equal to
15 minus
15 minus
6.
x divided by
By
19 minus x. Correct or not?
yes, sir.
Very good. Now let's actually multiply 12 minus x into 19 minus x. 12 minus x into 19 minus x is equal to 15 minus x whole square.
Yes,
Correct or
sir.
not? Clear or not clear?
Clear, sir.
So did you get this part up till this part?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then there must be some mistake happened during calculation. So what you will get in the left hand side, 228 minus 12x minus 19x plus x square is equal to 225 minus 30x plus x square. Correct? Huh? So from here what we get, so from here what we get is the 228 minus 31x. 228 minus 31x is equal to 225 minus 30x. Correct? So that implies x is equal to 3. That means each of the son has to give rupees 3 to their father. And again, as I said in the previous question, you can verify, cross verify. After giving that 3 rupees, then what we are going to get? 12 minus 3, that is 9. 15 minus 3, that is equal to 12. And 19 minus 3, that is equal to 16. Now 9 and 16, if you multiply, that is equal to 144. And 12 is nothing but the square root of 144. Correct or not? In that
Yes.
way, you can cross verify. Correct or not? Absolutely clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine then. So what I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you few exercises that you need to solve it. And then in the
Okay.
next class, we will work on this. So let me give you the problems right now, the exercises, what you need to solve. But you need to solve each and every day. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So tomorrow you need to send me your solution. Then day after tomorrow also you need to send me a solution, like that, because everyday practice is very, very important. That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
So day after tomorrow only class.
Yeah, day after
With
tomorrow we have class, because tomorrow I
morning
have.
should I send?
Yeah, anytime you can send. Tomorrow, anytime you can send. You can fix a time that, okay, I'll send, maybe, night time. You can think of. You decide any time, because it is not. I do not want to give you any guidelines when you need to send, but I should only give you that by the last date of submission.
No, sir, you told tomorrow few sums I have to send and day after tomorrow few sums. Should I send
Correct.
everything tomorrow or day after tomorrow morning should I send few sums?
No, what you do, yeah. So the problem, what I'm going to give, 50% you can send tomorrow,
Okay, sir.
and 50% you can give day after tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
Correct? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. In the next class, we will discuss about some properties of, you know, ratio and proportion. Okay. And
Okay.
with this note, I would like to conclude the class for today. If you have any specific question, do let me know. Otherwise, we can conclude.
Sir, not about maths, but I had sent you that biology lesson, no, sir.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
I got.
clear? Should I
Yeah,
send other lessons also?
yeah. So let me confirm you, because that one page what I got, that was perfect. Let me look into the others and then let me confirm. Then you can. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. I'll confirm by today itself.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.